This is who we are, this is where we come from, this is who we are, this is where we come from, this is who we are, this is where we come from. I come from the land where the mountain touch sky. This is who we are, yeah, this is where we come from, this is who we are, and this is where we come from, this is who we are, this is where we come from. I come from the land where the mountain touch sky.
Welcome to another episode of We Are Ogden. I am Miss Mandy, local owner of Hustle and Heart Real Estate Group, Empower Ogden Real Estate, and Spread the Love Nonprofit. And I'm here with the beautiful Andrea Southwick, the owner of Snowberry Inn up here in Eden, Utah. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. I love it. So I want to let the public know a little bit about the Snowberry Inn. So can you tell me, first of all, a little bit about yourself?
I'd love to. Well, I've been running this bed and breakfast for 5 years. It's always been a dream of mine to own my own business, and this kind of fell right into place for me. I have a great history, and with all my experiences, that just kind of came together just perfectly to run this place.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Got a business degree, and I've worked in many kitchens, and I really like cleaning.
Well, I have a house that, always needs help.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. I love that. I love that. When I was reading, actually, when I asked you to send over, a little bit about yourself, and I was reading that, it was so beautiful to see that, I love that you mentioned when I grew up, I wanted to be a maid. Or when you were little, you said when you grew up, you wanted to be a maid.
Yep.
And
Sure
you
did.
actually live right next door with your mom, correct?
I do. I live right
And
next
so
door.
the Snowberry was getting put up, and that was kind of like your dream come true as a kid.
Sure was.
That's
yeah.
so cool. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about that transition, because I know you eventually ended up coming over here and working.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about
here.
that.
I worked here for the original owners, making beds and cleaning rooms for them. They had 3 adorable daughters that I used to babysit too, and so it's always a question of whether this was part of a family business that I just took over, but I guess you could say it is because, I kind of grew up with them.
Yeah.
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 And so they knew that the innkeepers that were running the place at the time were on their way out, and so did my mom, and it just kind of kept coming up for me. And so some things started to fall through, and then this started to fall into place.
I love
And
that.
I contacted them and said, hey, what's the story? How
Yeah.
can I take this over? And 10 months later, I took it over.
And I love that. I love that story. So it's been around for how many years?
28.
28. And
Yeah.
you were here when it originally got built.
Sure was, yeah.
I love that.
10 years old, I watched them build this. And
Oh
then, I think I was 12 and I started helping them clean rooms here and there, and all through high school. Yeah, I helped.
So cool.
Yeah.
So cool. And then you took it over how many years ago?
5 years.
5 years ago. So the cool thing about this is I remember you coming to me
Yeah.
and picking my brain about kind of the process and how it works and all of that. So to see how that conversations and those little interactions went
Yeah.
to where you are today, first of all, I have to mention how proud of you I am.
Oh,
I am. And to be able to come and actually feel the energy in your space and see the magic that you made happen over this course of 5 years. First of all, I can't believe it's already 5 years.
I know, right?
Second of all, wow.
Yeah.
I feel your beautiful energy. I feel your love within these walls. So, I think the family definitely did a great deed by passing it on to you and realizing that you would love it as much as they did.
Yeah. No,
Right?
very, very passionate about it. I love it. All the aspects of it. My favorite part is the guest.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. One, what was your motivation? And two, what are your passions within it?
Yeah. So I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit within me.
Yeah.
When I was in college, I always ran student organizations, and got my first taste of that probably doing my student organizations. And I was running the ski club, and
Yes.
so I kind of had that, I don't know, fell in love with it. And then I worked as an analyst for 9 years, and sitting behind a computer and not really being around a lot of humans isn't my thing. And
Right.
so I knew if I ever left the, corporate America, it was going to be for my own business.
Yeah.
And then when this popped up, it couldn't have been more perfect.
Yes.
It suited me in so many different ways. I really enjoyed it, and like I said, the guest, like,
Yeah.
you know, it could be neat to sit and work with numbers, but you just don't get that warm, fuzzy feeling from that. You
Right.
get it from working with people.
Well, and I agree with that because that's the same way I am is I exchange energies, right? It's like an ebb and a flow and a give and a take in a healthy relationship. And that's what creates the passion.
Yeah.
So when you're seeing your guests, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
coming in and enjoying the gourmet breakfast you put on this morning, holy crap, that in itself, like, will light your heart on fire as a guest. Like, and I love, most importantly, you know, I stayed here last night and it was amazing so that I could get the feel and actually give you guys, our guests, a detailed report of what it is I felt here, which, by the way, I'm going to write you a review and I'll spell that all out for you. But some of the little details that I love that you do that are so important to me, which is part of why I'm doing this show, is to showcase our other local Love Squad members, right? Our other local businesses that are out in the community, and your soap even.
Yeah.
Your soap. And I smelt it. I didn't even use it. I'm taking it with me.
Good.
Because it smells so good.
better.
So that I can have the wrapper and go get some more. But
Yeah.
yes, I did use soap. It was just my own that I brought, just so you know, when I showered this morning. But down to the homemade jam on the homemade bread that you made this morning.
Yeah.
And that was made from what company again?
It's O-Town Kitchen in Ogden.
Which is pretty, they have a cool story in themselves, which I definitely want to help them as well. So that'll be another episode in itself. But I love how much you are so like-minded in the spirit of giving back to the community and supporting local within your own business as well.
Yeah, I love it. Every aspect of it. I try to always consider what I could do a local company and just work together with the other people like that. It's fun and it's interesting, and I know that the guests appreciate it too. So,
yes, we do. We do. You know, here's the cool thing is you are within minutes of downtown Ogden. I mean, how long does it take to get to downtown?
15, 20 minutes.
And you're literally right across the street from the yacht club.
Yeah.
So you can dock your boat within minutes, walk right across the street.
Sure.
Which is cool. You have a couple of bike trails that you're hoping to maybe get more established around here so people could really ride up and maybe stay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Definitely hope in the future that more and more development here across the street, literally, with the Weber pathways and stuff. They've been developing more and more trails that for walking and biking and all of it. And my vision is to hopefully be able to say, okay, not only can you do that, but in the wintertime, there's snowshoeing and cross-country skiing and the fat tire biking. All of that will be more accessible and easier to enjoy just right across the driveway.
So cool. Yeah. Well, and you have boating, you have paddle boarding, you're within minutes to all the ski resorts up here. I mean, you got every ski resort within minutes.
Yep, and right smack in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 minutes to Snow Basin, 20 minutes to Powder, and the best skiing in Utah, in my opinion.
I love that.
So you don't need to go anywhere else.
It's perfect, because if you guys are looking for like a perfect spot to retreat as a somewhat staycation that's close and affordable and amazing, this is definitely your spot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it doesn't get any better than this to me. Like, I've done some Airbnbs up here. I've done some other things, but this has a homey feel. And it feels like your family.
I never want to lose that. Yeah. No matter what direction this goes, that is top priority to keep that homey feel.
I love that. I love that. Speaking of your vision, so where have you seen this company when you started 5 years ago? What was it like, and how do you feel like you've contributed to where it is today, and where is your vision for the future with this company?
Well, in the beginning, I wanted to leave the corporate America job because my son was actually going to start school, and I wanted to be there for him. And this actually created that opportunity. I get to see my son get on the bus in the morning, get off the bus in the afternoon. We can do homework together, and I, this is a 24/7 thing.
Yeah.
regardless.
Yes, yes. As a business owner, I understand.
Yeah. And I tried to do all of my research to know what I was getting into, and
Yes.
I think I did my best with what was given to me. But this is I'm always learning.
Yes.
Always.
And evolving and growing.
Always.
I love that.
And just trying to pay attention to what the guests are enjoying and some of the things that they would like to see that could be, not just to make more money, but to
Provide a better service.
Yeah, to make a better quality stay for them on all aspects year round. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. What is what is your mission statement here, and what is it that you hope that clients are getting out of this?
Well, like you said, the homey part of it is definitely, the underlying bold italics.
Yes.
That's
yes.
what everybody says about it. And I just want people to be comfortable and not, afraid to call me.
Yes.
I'm here for them as an innkeeper. I enjoy that. I like to make sure everybody is happy and enjoying their stay here. They definitely get what they want, but they just, that's the reviews that I get, a lot of them hit on the food.
Yes.
And that's important to me, and I'll never delegate that to anybody else.
Yeah.
I might
well,
team
you
up
do
with
such
people.
a good job at it that I don't know that anyone could really put as much love into your food that you did this morning. And it was beautiful to watch you in action and just see the behind the scenes, what all goes into it. I mean, you were in your chef, your whole attire. I mean, this is what you take pride in.
Yeah.
And it shows. I mean, down to every berry that you meticulously placed on the plate.
Yeah.
And it's literally, it's edible art is what I told you. And, I interviewed Tona Sushi as my first episode. And it was the same thing. I mean, it's just such a beautiful art. The colors, the contrast, the flavors, the placings. You were dialed in.
Yeah.
And that's cool to get in a homey feel, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't get that a lot. Let's get real.
Yeah.
I mean, my husband, thank God, he's a chef, so I get it. Average people probably don't.
Yeah. No,
I love that.
It's definitely at the top of my list as far as everything that I do here. If I'm gonna give away work, it's gonna be the laundry.
Yeah.
Cleaning the rooms, but I'm not going to give away the cooking.
Well, and even this, I think that's something that you should mention is you're doing this basically solo. I mean, you're running, it's 8 rooms, right? And you're doing a lot of it yourself with the help of your beautiful mom and your boyfriend that helps as he can as well.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love that. I love that because that shows that, you have so much pride that you're not going to just hand it off to someone to even do the laundry.
Yeah, right.
At this point, you're still doing that.
No.
That's so cool.
And I definitely, I have my ways of doing the laundry too.
Yeah.
So I'm a little obsessed. What can you say?
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It shows. It shows. So tell me this. How do you feel like your company contributes to our community?
Well, like you had mentioned with the local, buying local and things like that, I think are important. And I think that definitely, you bring relationships together that way too, and network with other companies locally, and just continuing to grow that, I think is a big factor with being part of your community.
Right.
I make it a point to recycle and be very environmentally friendly.
I love that.
And that's an ongoing thing for me. I look at different ways to be careful of, adding too much to the landfill, and just like with the O Town Kitchen, that's a great example where I found an opportunity to be able to reuse my fruit. So we put the ripe fruit aside, and when I get enough of it, I take it down to O Town Kitchen and they make jam for me.
And that was so delicious, you guys. You have, if anything, you have to make it up and taste her breakfast for me. Everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
The other side of the community is just, I like to contribute with other organizations, nonprofits, and I donate. And when they have fundraisers and things like that, they give me a call, and I'm happy to contribute to that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of them that I noticed that you are a contributor to as well is Nurture the Creative Mind, which is near and dear to my heart. So I'm one of the Nifty 50 members as well. And that means a lot to me because I think, you know, together, even though I have my own nonprofit, right, I still want to sponsor other people's nonprofits as well because they touch aspects in my heart in addition to my own, you know, missions and projects. And it's so cool to see other like-minded individuals out there believing in something bigger than themselves and realizing that together as a community, we really can change the vibration of where we live and help each other do that as well and change it for the better. So I love that. When I read that on your thing that you sent me, it was, I was like, you go, girl. Yeah.
Well,
I love that.
Longtime friend of the founder, and happy to be part of that. And I don't do it as much as I would like with them, and I would love to see down the road to be more involved and actually, you know, have them come up here too.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. There's an idea.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Cool. How do you feel your business stands out? Is there even any other bed and breakfasts really up here?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, is there?
Yeah.
So there you go. So how do you feel? How do you feel that yours stands out amongst the rest?
Well, you know, there's, let's see, 6 of us now.
Okay.
Kind of hard to believe that, but
Wow.
they're all very unique. And so when somebody calls me and I can't accommodate because I'm full and I recommend another bed and breakfast, the question is what are you searching for? Are you for a romantic night stay? Do you have kids? You know, because we're all kind of catering to a different guest.
Niche?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's what is neat is even though there's competition.
Yeah.
There's
enough to go around.
There's
as well.
enough to go around, and
Right.
there's usually there's just somebody that's looking for a particular experience.
Cool.
And so I feel like we all can be up here, and we're competition, but it's almost like we're working together.
Yeah.
So
Well, your competition, but your community.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the same I feel in my industry, right? There's enough to go around. And yes, there's going to be a client for each company or each person that is meant to be for them.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So something else that I love is that you are here, and it's so easy probably for someone who maybe has had a day on the lake and needs to spend the night.
Yeah.
To just walk across and get a room. I mean, can people do that? Or do you want them to kind of plan ahead?
Well, that
Because what's the difference between, like, you know, a hotel you can just walk up to? Is it that way with an inn?
No, and the
Okay.
reason why this is something that I learned on the job too, because I, to be honest, didn't have a whole lot of history with staying at B&Bs before this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was fresh and new, and it was just kind of like, wow, like nobody really knows what it's the life of an innkeeper, and and so that becomes a little challenging, and I had to kind of set boundaries for myself.
Yes, I love that.
So that I could still function.
Yes.
And keep my sanity, and to continue to enjoy this place, because if I allowed it to be all consuming, and it would fall apart, and I wouldn't be able to last. The walk-ins is challenging. I'm not completely 100% opposed to it.
Right.
But like I said, that boundary, I had to say, okay, if you have a same day reservation that you would like to make, I try to get those in before a certain time, 11 o'clock.
Right.
Because that's about when I'm starting to plan my day, what rooms have to be cleaned, and what's
Turn
coming
the beds, all that, because you're doing it all yourself.
Yeah. And so when it comes to the food, I buy fresh.
Yes.
And I don't want to buy too much, because then it end up going bad before I can use it.
Yes.
So I kind of buy based on what kind of guest I have. And so if I have all these guests coming in at the last minute, I'm hightailing it back to the store because I don't have enough food. And that's a boundary. It's like I can't always
Well, then
be
you're in a
doing that.
different state of mind.
Yeah.
Then the passion goes down, right? By not having those boundaries. I love the word boundaries.
Yeah.
They're super necessary, and I respect that, and that's cool that you do it that way.
Yeah.
So on average, what do you appreciate in advance that people make reservations by?
I get a lot of as much as a year. in
Wow.
advance. Especially if they're wanting to come in the winter time. Prime time is February.
Okay.
And I guess that's the best snow,
Yeah.
best conditions. And so that's when they usually plan to come. And so I've had guests where they've called and it was too late. And so they're like, well, can I schedule for next year right now? And I'm like, absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so there's times that I get those, or even those that have anniversaries, they'll come and stay for their anniversary,
So
and
cute.
on their way out the door, schedule for the next year.
I love that.
So yeah, there's definitely
Cool.
times where I have guests scheduling a year in advance.
That's so cool.
But it does happen. I have, the guests come in within a few weeks, a few months. I would say on average, this time of year, I'm going to see them within a couple weeks to a month in advance.
Okay. Cool. Cool. So that's ideal.
Yeah. Like
For you
right
to
now,
plan
I'm
ahead.
seeing quite a few reservations coming in for July.
Wow.
Yeah. And then
So cool.
it'll start for August. August is a big month for me too. The balloon festival brings a lot of people up
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Among other things.
Yes. I love that. I love that. So tell me this. What is the legacy you wish to leave behind with you and your Snowberry Inn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a big question.
it
I
is
know.
a big question.
I love it.
The dream and hope is that this is mine, and I can maybe pass it on to my son, and keep it in the family. Or I imagine if it ever was sold, that it would be a nice transition,
Yes.
and then it wouldn't be like so cut and dry. But
Yes.
but I feel like I'm setting the bar high. I hope, and that when people come here and they're like, oh, it's my dream to have a B&B, that they watch and observe, and they're like, wow.
There's a lot more that goes into it.
I make it look easy.
Yeah. Right. Right. I love it.
And so
I love it.
it's you definitely have to have that passion.
Yes.
And you have to care, and I feel like my guests appreciate that I have that, and that if you're going to run a B&B, you have to care.
Yeah,
You have
for
to
sure.
display that, and it can't be fake. And I genuinely enjoy the guests that I have. Now, granted, I've had a few bad ones, and I hope I never see them again.
Yeah.
But who doesn't, right?
Yeah, I
But,
love that.
but I would say it overall awesome
Perfect.
experience. I've met some wonderful people that I know that when I'm if I'm ever done running this place, those are longtime friends. I will stay in contact with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when you're talking about that, I mean, I would have to say, has to be genuine, can't be fake. People feel real. So they can feel that you're passionate. It's not about the money. It's about what the money can do, right? After, to keep fueling your passion and keeping your service to a level that's going to keep people coming back.
Yeah, and
love
I
that.
have a lot of return guests. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just,
I bet you do. Now,
they're-
after staying here, I bet you do. Yeah.
their weekends. If I have a full house, 6 of my 8 rooms are return guests.
Wow.
No kidding.
Wow.
And that's a great feeling.
So
And you know
cool.
you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. How can the general public get in touch with you or follow you on social media platforms or make reservations to come up here and stay?
Well, I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and try to be on there regularly.
As the Snowberry Inn?
Yes.
Okay.
Snowberry Inn, and then my website is the best place that you can check for availability, make reservations. It's just www.snowberryinn.com. And then you can also call me. Happy to help you over the phone and make that reservation for you. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So you guys, I just have to say from my own experience of spending the night up here with a lot of friends and family, that you definitely need to check this out. It is a hidden gem up in the valley up here in Eden, straight across from the Yacht Club. It's absolutely magnificent. You can feel the magic and love, and you can taste it in the food, and you definitely have to come up here and check it out. We'll put some details in the link below. But in addition to, we are actually giving away 2 prizes if you share this post. We are going to do a night, one night stay up here in one of her rooms. And so do not forget to share this post. Those details will be in the link below as well. In addition, I have bought one of her sweatshirts. And so we are going to be giving away one of those as well. So we're going to have 2 lucky winners for sharing this post. And so we hope that you guys make sure that you enter that. In addition, I cannot stress the importance of supporting local, you guys. This is how we literally keep the money within our neighborhoods, within our schools, leave legacies for our kids, and support our neighbors. So don't forget, if you're looking to make a move, spread the love with Hustle and Heart Real Estate Group.